Hello friends and welcome, I'm Mike Bermingham. It's Easter time and this week we look back at its origins. We remember Willie Bermingham, the founder of Alone, see a wonderful animated commercial from Germany, view a mind-bending illusion and hear some Easter affirmations. Our brain teaser asks for this week, what can't be used until it is broken? The answer to come at the end. Some vintage pictures now. Every Easter Sunday, the streets of Manhattan come alive with spring colours and flowery bonnets as part of the annual Easter Parade and Bonnet Festival. Visitors and residents alike have the opportunity to watch paraders wander along Fifth Avenue from 49th to 57th Streets. These pictures were taken outside St. Patrick's Cathedral in 1904 and several years later in 1911. Here's an Easter greeting card from 1916. It was also the subject, Easter that is, of a 1948 musical with Fred Astaire and Judy Garland. The parade continues to this day, but is on hold this year due to COVID-19 and the pandemic, and will probably take the form of a virtual event. Some nostalgia from Ireland now. Some events from this week back in time include April 5th, 1855. The Dublin-Belfast railway line is completed. April 5th, 1962. Guinness, the famous Irish stout, formally adopts the harp as its symbol. April 5th, 2000. The opening of the Father of the Modern Day Submarine exhibition in Cove Heritage Centre. That particular year, 2000, marked the 100th anniversary of the commissioning of the first US submarine invented by John Philip Holland from Liscannor, County Clare. April 6th, 2002, Galway man Richard Donovan becomes the first person in history to run a marathon at both the North and South Pole. April 7th, 1927, the world's first ever paid television broadcast takes place. An Irish man, Mr. A. Dolan, was employed by the Telephone and Telegraph Company to provide a short act of monologue and song. Interestingly, the first professional artist to be seen on television in Britain a year later was Irish singer Peg O'Neill. April 8th, 1960, the Royal Show Band is forced to change its name to the Waterford Show Band for an appearance at the Victoria Palace Theatre in London because two members of the British royal family were in attendance on that occasion. And now we remember a legend. That is Willie Bermingham, born on the 29th of March 1942. In 1964, Willie joined Dublin Fire Brigade, who also provide Dublin's emergency ambulance service. In 1977, he founded Alone, which stands for A Little Offering Never Ends, an organisation highlighting the plight of older and forgotten individuals, sometimes living in squalid neglect in Dublin. This was after he had found several people dead in appalling conditions through his work as a firefighter. This outraged Willie, who worked on a voluntary basis to help while still holding down his job with the fire brigade. He was stationed in Torres Street Fire Station at the time, and many of his colleagues came on board as volunteers, and they responded by visiting old people in sometimes dreadful conditions, bringing them food, fuel, clothing and furniture. He lobbied anyone he could who could help, from the Eastern Health Board to Dublin Corporation, the Lord Mayor's Office, TDs, Senators and the Taoiseach. As a result of his work, the Special Needs of the Elderly scheme was set up in 1982. The old practice of burying poor people as paupers in a pauper's grave, that also ended in 1988, and special homes for the elderly were built. Whilst it became a relatively large organisation, the focus on people as individuals never changed. The operation was run from the family home in Bluebell, where the children of the family took part as soon as their homework was completed. The office only moved from the sitting room after Willie died. Willie has been recognised by receiving the People of the Year Award in 1979. In 1985, he was awarded the International Firefighter of the Year Award. In 1988, he was awarded an honorary doctorate of law by Trinity College in Dublin. Willie Bermingham passed away owing to cancer on the 23rd of April 1990 at age only 48. His legacy continues to this day, as Alone is still an active charity in Ireland nationwide. May his name live on. Gomar a Anam Ar. And now to question of the week. Where did the custom of Easter start? Well, the naming of the celebration as Easter seems to go back to the name of a Teutonic pre-Christian goddess called Ostra, who was celebrated at the beginning of spring. The only reference to this goddess comes from the writings of the Venerable Bede, a British monk who lived in the late 7th and early 8th century. As for eggs, the custom of the Easter egg, according to many sources, can be traced to early Christians of Mesopotamia, and from there it spread to Eastern Europe and Siberia through the Orthodox churches, later through Europe through the Catholic and Protestant churches. The egg, an ancient symbol of new life, has been associated with pagan festivals celebrating spring. As for Easter baskets and bonnets, well, since Easter is celebrated around the same time as the spring equinox, Christians reinvented many of the old traditions. Rabbits? Well, there is no story in the Bible about a long-eared, cotton-tailed creature known as the Easter Bunny, and neither is there a passage about young children painting eggs or hunting for baskets overflowing with delicious Easter goodies, and real rabbits certainly don't lay eggs. So, apart from the old pagan traditions, Easter is the most important Christian festival. The Bible tells us that Christ died on the cross on the day we know as Good Friday. According to the Bible, Jesus was then resurrected and came back to life on Easter Sunday. So in commemorating the resurrection of Jesus, Easter celebrates the defeat of death and the hope of salvation. Much like Christmas, the occasions are celebrated with both pagan and Christian origins. And now to video. If you've ever wondered how the Easter Bunny came to possess its magical ability of placing colourful chocolate eggs around your garden, German supermarket chain Netto has the answer. The creator of this video, Young von Matt, approached Netto with a highly inspiring creative script to explore the origins of the Easter Bunny for Netto Marken Discounts seasonal campaign 4 years back. From 2017, Young Van Matt's creations. They can be viewed on YouTube. The guy is gifted. He should be in Hollywood. And now to a mind-bending picture. Since it's Easter, here's an illusion that asks you, is this picture that of a rabbit or a duck? Depending on which way you look at it, you could be right either way, but I think it's safe to say this is one that owes its presence to the magic of Photoshop. And Easter Island, where did it come about? Well, the first European visitor to Easter Island was the Dutch explorer Jacob Roggeveen, who arrived in 1722 on Easter Sunday. The Dutch named the island Paaseiland, which means Easter Island, to commemorate the day that he arrived. And to our brain teaser answer, what can't be used until it's broken? Yes, of course, it's an egg. Now, final word, affirmation and quote for the final word. May you have the gladness of Easter, which is hope, and the promise of Easter, which is peace, and the spirit of Easter, which is love. Also, I am happy to have the ability to recall wonderful moments and the hearts of good people. So a couple of things of interest over the last several days around the whole theme of Easter. Hope you enjoyed the presentation. As always, thanks for looking in. Look out for one another, and until next time, bye for now.
From the home studio of Michael Bermingham,